Hello, good afternoon. This is a short instructional video on the Rapidox 6100 Pumpback gas analyzer, which measures SF6 in circuit breakers and switchgear. And I'm just going to run through some of the important points of operation in a quick training video for you. I'm going to start with switching the machine on and using the line purge feature to clean the hose which I've got in my hands. So without further ado, I'm going to switch the machine on. The machine is a lithium battery powered analyzer, so it doesn't require a mains connection point and will operate on batteries. The unit takes a moment to boot up. It is recommended that you allow the machine 5 or 10 minutes to warm up internally before you start doing any measurements. And the software screen is just validating and booting up, and when it's ready it will become the measurement mode screen, as you can see here. And it appears to be in a foreign language.
In Spanish, they requested Spanish. Yeah.
Thank you, Simon, who's the cameraman. Okay, so here's the main panel here with the values of SF6, and I'm going to do the line purge first and then we'll talk about the measurements. So it's very important with the measurement hose that this is connected to the analyzer like so. I shall push the collar down with my fingers and install. Now this hose here is full of gas and it might be contaminated gas, so when you start your measurement you should always do a line purge, and we press the line purge button. Now if this hose has got some gas in it, the analyzer will vacuum out the gas and it will dump it out of this bypass port. So if you absolutely need to collect the very small amount of gas that is inside this hose, then you will need to attach a gas recovery bag to this point here, and the gas will then be ejected into your bag. I'm going to press OK, and the line purge will start. You get a message on the screen telling you to not connect this to the other end of a switch gear because you will vacuum out the entire contents of your circuit breaker if you are not careful. So we'll press OK, and the machine will just wait a moment and then the pump will run. So it's vacuuming out the hose now, and this will help to get any moisture out of the hose or any remaining SF6 or even nitrogen or any other gas, and it takes about 45 seconds to complete. When the line purge is complete, the pump will stop and you will get a message saying everything is okay and it's safe to disconnect the recovery bag. So the unit is now ready for measurement. Now we're doing this demonstration inside an office, so we haven't got access to a circuit breaker or a gas compartment. So I'm going to be using a gas bottle, which is this one here, and it does not have a regulator on it, so it's adapted so it acts like a compressed gas chamber. And I'm going to connect the female end of the hose onto the male rectus of the circuit breaker, and when I do that and we'll perform a test, the gas will be pressurized from this bottle into the analyzer. The analyzer will then do the test as though it was a real circuit breaker test, and then when it's finished, the pump inside the analyzer will then pump it back into this gas bottle. There's approximately 7 or 8 bar of gas pressure of SF6 inside here. So I'm now going to demonstrate a single test. We're going to measure SF6, water, sulfur dioxide and the pressure. I first want to check that the parameters are correct by pressing the sampling option. I'm going to do one single test, so I'm just going to select one test. And this test is going to run for 8 minutes, which is standard to measure water and SF6, and we're going to automatically pump back and when it's finished, the test will also do a printout of the results. So once I've set my sampling screen up, I'll press the store button and come back out to the main panel, and then it is just a case of, when you're ready, to do a measurement. Now I've done all the settings correctly for the analyzer, they will be stored for the rest of the day, and I can now do a test. So we simply press the test button and we will get a screen asking us to connect the hose from the Rapidox over to the switchgear or circuit breaker or transformer and make the connection. So I'm now going to open my gas cylinder, and hopefully we will get some gas reading here. So we can see that the pressure is rising, and this value here says it's 6.5 bar, which is fine. So all I do now is just press OK, and a timer appears and the analyzer starts to measure the SF6. So the SF6 is now travelling into the analyzer, and it is being placed into the storage bag inside the machine. Here you can see is the flow. So the flow is approximately ½ a litre per minute. Here is the battery health. This is the pressure indicator. If the pressure of the circuit breaker is greater than 10 bar on this analyzer, then this will turn red. And if you attempt to do a test which has got too much pressure, then you will receive a warning saying that the pressure is too high. This black box here is a fuel gauge for the storage bag. So as the test continues and progresses, this will slowly change colour until the bag is almost full. And eventually, if the bag does become too full, it will turn red and give you a warning that the bag has overfilled. There is plenty of capacity to do an 8-minute test at all altitudes in the world on this analyzer. So as you can see, this test is going to take 8 minutes. So one thing you can do is press the graph button while the test is proceeding, and you can see that there's a live time display, and this one is SF6. So here it's coming up to about 80 or 90% SF6. If I press next, I can see a blue trace, which is the water reading, which is currently at minus 42 degrees CDP. And the third trace is the SO2. Now there is no SO2 in this gas, so this reading is 0. Okay, so we're coming down to the last 10 seconds of the test, and you can see that the bag is going yellow because it's getting close to full. And so once the test is completed, the results are displayed on the screen, and the pump has automatically kicked in, and the gas is now being pumped back into my gas bottle, which, depending on the pressure, will take anything up to 5 minutes to complete, but it's typically a couple of minutes, 2 minutes. So you can see this is a bottle of test gas that has just got some random SF6 value in it. So the result says that it's 87% SF6. The dew point is minus 25 CDP. The SO2 reading is 0 ppm, and the pressure is 6.4 bar. So we'll just let the pump complete its operation before I explain a few more features. So the pump has now stopped, so all the gas inside the storage bag has now been rejected, so it's now safe with this message to remove the sample tube from the gas compartment. I shall press OK. So here's my result. The printout is selectable, but it's normally printing and the piece of paper prints the readings as you see them on the screen. Now, on this panel here, you can see that the gas bag is now empty. There is still a bit of pressure inside the hose, of course, because this is still pressurised, which is why it's very important that on the next test you perform another line purge. The readings are tappable, so if I press anywhere here where it says SF6, it will show me the SF6 results. And you can see that the reading was nice and flat on the infrared sensor after about 60 seconds. The reason that we have to run this test for 8 minutes is because the dew point sensor, which is the blue line, takes about 3 or 4 minutes to give you a nice flat reading. So the minimum sample time on this analyzer is 2 minutes, but to do a water reading you need to run the test for a minimum of 6 minutes. And if you operate below 6 minutes, the analyzer will warn you that there is not enough time to do water analysis, and it will disable the water sensor display. Finally, here's the gas pressure. You can see actually, if you zoom in, the pressure is very slightly dropping because the gas is being removed from the pressurized cylinder. Okay. Now, on the results side of things, if you tap your finger on the units of dew point, you'll see that's changed to Fahrenheit dew point. If I press again, it will display ppm V volume. So 395 parts per million by volume. Or you can have ppm of weight of water, which is 48.7 ppmw. And the dew point is either harmonized to a reference point of 20 degrees Celsius, which is this result of minus 32.4, or you can select it to room temperature, which is the gas compartment temperature. So this is minus 29.5 at room temperature CDP. Likewise, on the pressure reading, you can change the units to pounds per square inch, PSI, torr, kilopascals, megapascals, or millibar, or bar, which is currently reading 6.5 bar. And those are the main features of the gas analyzer. You can pump back at any time, and you can line purge at any time, and you can also print at any time. This unit here has been manufactured for ABB in Peru, and the language has been set to Spanish, not Portuguese, Spanish, and the date and time is all set up for Peru. And just to confirm that this unit is, if I go to the About screen, it's serial number 210112237. This is also repeated on the printout here, 210112237. And finally, there is a serial number sticker on the side of the instrument here that also says the same serial number. This is the serial number assigned to the new unit for ABB in Peru. Thank you.